Da, 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 da. We're live. Hello, ladies.
Hello,
Hello.
baby.
Doing good, doing good. So we were already starting a conversation. So we had talking about building up your color palettes, and I want to know how you do that and what do you use to do that.
No.
No.
Oh, I see how you're going to be difficult today. Hey, that's okay. I hung out with Santa Claus last night. I can handle anything.
Not that I would try to be difficult or anything.
This never. No. No. Not you. No.
I'm just being anything like that.
My sweet, nice Canadian friend.
Oh. So Faye,
Yeah.
how about you?
How about me? What?
With your color palettes?
Oh,
How
well,
do you
I
do that?
basically, when I'm drawing, I will adjust on a color wheel.
Mm-hmm.
And I've always been told I have a good sense of what color works with what color, like
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
contrasts and stuff. So I will build my own color palettes, but
Mm-hmm.
if you don't save it in time and you lose a really good color, especially one for drawing boobies, since most of my friends are female and they want avatars, yeah, fine.
I like the way
Um,
that sounds, though. I'm
Faye
anxious to
sounds
see this.
Faye sounds a little frustrated about the whole booby palette.
Boobies.
Booby palette.
Yeah, there were booby palettes.
Well,
Mm-hmm.
I
there's
didn't
skinny
save the
pink,
booby
there's
colors.
nipple pink, there's.
I use
Well, mm-hmm.
I I go and look at name colors, but there's also a spot where you can actually find color palettes that have like people have picked out. So I just search those and search like skin tones if I want like say a skin tone palette, and they'll have all different colors and stuff like that. That's more skinny tones. Well, you
Mm-hmm.
don't need any color from me. Just white should do her. I'm pretty much neon.
No, it's not just that. Like if I'm going to be drawing a person or something like
Mm-hmm.
that, and I'm going to be serious about it,
Mm-hmm.
unlike some of the stuff that I do produce and show people, and they're like, "That's great." And I'm like, "It's not my standard, but cool," you know. Um, if I'm doing something, I might have like 20 different shades for skin
Yeah. Yeah.
because lighting, how it affects skin and things like that. So
Yeah.
depending on the shade of the person too, or
Yeah.
monster that I'm drawing,
Yep.
I have just palettes and palettes of all the same different blues and grays and blacks and
Mm-hmm.
pinks and
Yeah.
bronzes.
I have
I
I have
love
a
bronze.
I have a
Yeah.
list to make a palette out of is skin tones, and it's got 64 colors right now.
Yeah.
Like I do up the palette for GIMP to have an actual palette in GIMP
Mhm.
because that's my
Go-to.
photo editor of choice for
Mhm.
photos and any kind of pictures. But I'm also doing up a palette that's inside of GIMP that's like certain amount of pixels by certain amount of pixels.
Yeah.
And when you save that PNG file, you can pull that into like, sorry, little Burpee. You can pull that into Blender and other programs and use that instead of actually making colors inside the program. Instead of say like me, I like to always have the same colors. I have an Excel file set up with my Nadine Callan palette with the purples and the pinks and the different tones and stuff like that and
Mhm.
all that kind of thing. But it's all using the color, the triadic and the uh, monochromatic color and the blah 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 blah. You know all the
It
color
doesn't
there.
work for all my tools though.
No, and so I got the HTML, like the not the HTML, the um why can't I figure? Why can't I? Yeah, the HTML notation. The like the one orange that I'm looking at now is FBE 7B2. It's you put in like number sign blah blah blah, and those 6 letters make up that
color.
color. And
Okay.
and so that's how I usually find my colors. And once I found the colors, I make the list with the all the numbers so that I don't lose it. But I also do up it as this picture file with all like with a all in there. And I've also got in the same sort of thing, I've got like from 6 colors between black and white. So it's black,
Yep.
a gray, a lighter gray, a lighter gray, a lighter gray, and then white.
Mhm.
And so I've got those 6 colors, and then I've got like the main color, my purple, because my purple's my main color. And then of course there's in the HTML color codes, it's like they give you your color on a color scale with
Mhm.
every color in between, like they like from the reds to the that kind of go into the same tone. So I've got that whole list as well. And then I've got a couple of colors besides, like if I have like a if I don't have like a forest green or a skin tone in there or whatever, I'll put those in there as well.
I get it.
And then I have those, and then I set up the RGB color wheels, and then I stuck a couple of flesh tones in there and a couple of orange or a couple of yellows for sun and a couple of browns for trunks and things like that, and a couple of different greens
Mhm.
besides the bright RGB color wheel ones. And then of course the again the whole white to black, but I'm going by 5%. So
Right, you're
it's
doing gradients.
yeah, I'm doing the gradients in
Yeah.
those, and then same thing with the CYMK color wheel and the RYB color wheel. So it's the same sort of thing, but I'm just to make sure I have some forest colors in there and stuff, so that if I want to do like a nice scene, and then I'm doing up a palette where I can use pastellis as well. So
I hate pastels. I use them
I,
all the
lo-
time.
I love pastels, and then
I hate
I'm
them. I don't know how you do it.
I wonder and right now I'm actually doing up the Crayola color wheels, the Crayola colors in or the color palette for Crayolas.
Oh
Plus
no.
there's a website with all the name colors. So once I filter out the Crayola ones and the other colors that I've used elsewhere, and like there's the Patone color wheel, like the Patone colors, I'll do up
Uh-huh.
a palette for that as well. So I'll have like everywhere, because I've actually got the colors built in for, say, Nadine Callan. The main colors built into an actual material, so that I just pull in the material with the color,
Right.
and then
But
I can go from there. But I've also got these palettes that I've done up. Yeah, go ahead.
I just want to know eventually how I'm going to deal with the ones that I've got. Like already, I think my knee jerk reaction to that is that's too many palettes. I wouldn't be able to pick.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Well, for me, it's just depending on what it is. Like Nadine Callan's channel's got its own color palette, and Creations by Nadine's got its own color palette.
Hmm.
And it for me, it's just 100% dependent on what I want to do.
Yeah.
So if it's for Creations by Nadine, it's going to be this one palette.
Yeah.
If it's for Nadine Callan, it's going to be the other palette.
Yeah.
If it's going to be a Christmassy theme something, I'll use the
Mhm.
Christmas palette,
Right.
which is like I said, the one site that I checkout, it's got a whole big list of palettes and stuff. So
Yeah.
I just kind of go there. Is there anybody here? I
Yeah,
didn't even
Santa's
notice.
here,
Sandy's
and
here,
Nerdy's
and
here.
Nerdy. Hey, Nerdy. Hey, Sandy.
How are
Sorry.
you doing today?
Um, CMYK Best Colors 2020. The actually for a tidbit, if you're doing Teespring, you should use
A dedicated palette.
well, besides a
Underscore. I
dedicated palette,
see.
it should be the RGB palette because their printers are RGB.
Oh, now you tell me. You probably told me already.
Yeah, well, you can.
But why would
I'm sorry, I just found it out. I thought I told you. I thought I messaged you yesterday about that.
I didn't understand that. I don't like RGB colors. Oh well.
Yeah, but it's you can use like the like not just the RGB colors themselves. You know, if it's tones and whatever, you can use the different tones and the color slider. Just it's nothing nothing you're doing. It's just when you save the file, you can either save it as a RGB color palette or a CYMK or
No. My program does not have that ability.
Oh, okay.
Color palettes. My
Not,
computer my tablet just says, "Do you want to save this as a JPEG or a PNG
yeah, you
or a
should.
GIF?"
PNG is probably the better format if there's.
Which is what I do, but the thing
Yeah.
is, it doesn't give me any
That's
other
fine.
choices. And
That's
it's
fine.
like,
If it needs to be converted, it's
I
not
know
a big
who to
deal.
go to.
Yeah, it's like 10
Mr.
seconds of
Shep
work. It's
here.
like open it up in GIMP, and it'll say, "Do you want to convert this image to a blah 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 RGB colors?" And you say yes, and it does it, and you save it again.
And it changes everything.
No. Generally not. Generally, it
Okay.
doesn't touch the. Generally, it's just the encoding in like
Okay.
it's an actual encoding in the thing. Now, I don't think it's ever done that to me for yours. It's usually ones that are coming from my camera on my phone.
Oh, okay.
So
'Cause I
like
had the worst time. What do you call it? Like if anything's changed, I go batshit. What's
Yeah,
funny? What did I
like-
say that was funny?
no,
Not you.
Santi said Nadine looks like a 90s hacker with the gloves and cubes.
Well, yeah.
I even circumcised my glove.
Supposed to think of her as your overlord.
Tech
Absolutely.
overlord.
Tech overlord. But yeah, like it the only ones I remember it doing too, like it doesn't ask when I open your files, Faye. So it's saving it fine. It's saving it in a just fine format.
Okay.
Crazy Catnip is here. Hi,
Hey,
sweetie.
Catnip. And so yeah, you're fine. It's the only ones that I remember it doing it as is sometimes with my phone.
Okay, as long as
So-
it's not my work.
No, it's not. It's not yours. It's just
Okay.
they recommend they can do it in the one format because it's basically all the same. It's just their
you
printers
think?
are RGB.
Okay.
Their printers are RGB rather than CYMK. So
I'm learning. I
Yeah.
don't know yet, but I'm learning.
yeah, but, like I said, it's not a big deal.
Okay.
Yeah. Not you don't have
I
to worry
won't
about it.
panic yet. I
Yeah,
won't panic yet.
there's no panicking necessary. Save them as a PNG. We already got your the file sizes for the appropriate things fixed up.
Okay.
I just dropped a link in the chat. Anybody that wants to come in and hang out with us, come on. Click.
Clickety clickety. Yummy. Coffee.
I
Well,
love your coffee design that you did.
You like that?
I went looking at the Teespring. I was going to ask you something about that, and I forgot what it was. But I was going looking at it last night and at the different designs and stuff you have. And I like the lube job one. I haven't seen that one before. John Wick.
Faye's got me.
Hi.
Faye did up the picture for the lube job.
That was great. I don't think I heard that quote. I like when it
Hello.
actually happened. I might
Yeah.
have, but I don't remember.
Yeah.
It comes with a real story.
Yep.
How you
You
doing,
just
Crazy
happen to be-
Catnip?
I'm great. You guys happen to stream at just the right time. It just lays the baby down for a nap.
Yay, nap time!
She's such a good sleeper.
Perfect. Yeah, I ended up with an extra kid today, so I've got 3 of them running around in my house unsupervised at the moment.
You just found one. You were just cleaning under the couch cushions and found an extra kid.
A friend came by and was like, dropped theirs off and left, and it's like, well, okay. Maybe that one will entertain my 2 better than I can, so it's not too bad. They're just loud.
Yes. I guess they just needed some granny time.
Yeah. Yeah. They didn't come to see me. No, they're here to play with the kids, not me. I'm not that entertaining at home.
You're at least just responsible enough for someone just to drop their kids at your house.
Well, that's true. That's true. And then they can still come in here. It's not like I told them, you can't just not. It's not like I'm disappearing. If you need me, open the door, wave at me, and I'll find out what your problem is.
Open the
This
door.
is-
I'm like
I'm not
you're
going to
being
get
nervous.
drawn and quartered if I have to step away for a moment for granny business. So
Oh, yeah.
there's that.
I don't know. I might have to.
Yeah, no, you have to catch me first, Nadine.
Mm, yeah,
I
it could
think we
take a
could-
while.
I think even I could catch a needy. Angie.
Not if I'm on the golf
Nadine and I
cart.
could catch.
yeah, she could probably outrun us.
Not if
We
I'm
don't
on the
have to
golf
touch
cart.
her. We just leave out coffee and cigarettes, and she'll come to us.
Right?
That is a very good point.
Yeah, it's,
Yep.
it's like
I like that.
Angie
Thinking
bait.
outside the box.
Yep. Super sweet vanilla coffee and a pack of Pall Malls. Yeah, that's perfect Angie bait. Yeah.
And you guys are talking about running after her. It's too much work, man.
yeah, just put
That
them.
was-
If I
harder and
do
harder.
that, I don't have to do as much time on my treadmill
Yeah.
because my treadmill is my thing.
Mm-hmm. Ah,
Yeah,
shoot.
it's pretty common knowledge. I do not run unless something really bad or someone has a knife or something is actually chasing me. I will not. I do not run. Like I don't chase the dog when it gets out. I just kind of stand there and wait till it comes home.
Yeah,
Mhm.
I understand that. If I'm running, you probably should also be running.
Exactly. If you see me running, you dang sure better hope you run faster than me, because
Well, if
Gonna
you don't
get
run
one of us.
regularly, I'm pretty sure I could outpace you with a fast, brisk stroll.
Yeah,
I don't know. I've seen me run on adrenaline maybe once, and it's not pretty, but girl can get moving when she needs to get all that weight going in one direction. Stopping is a
Aw.
trick. Stopping's the hard part. If I get it all going, it's like, yeah. If I stop too
It
fast, it
doesn't
just
have
kind
to
of
be
goes
pretty. It's got to be functional.
right.
What I say to
Machete
myself
don't-
every morning. Doesn't have to be pretty. It's just got to be functional.
All I know is that when my friend's car breaks down, I'm the one who gets out and pushes.
Mm-hmm. Yep,
See,
I'm the
Can
pusher
be my
too.
bodyguard.
I'm the pusher too.
Yeah, I'm a pusher, but that don't require running. That's just getting my hiney up against it and push.
Oh, I used to do 10 miles a day before I tore my toe off.
Ow.
Well,
Yeah,
what did you do that for?
Oh, it was an accident.
she was having fun one day, and
I mistook where the ground was when I was getting off a flight of stairs, and the way I landed
Mhm.
kind of snapped my toe in such a way that it was only 2% still attached.
Ah,
Huge.
ouch.
That's like just a bit of skin.
Yeah, that's all it was. Like
Yeah.
the bone was actually broken. So
Yeah.
Yeah. And then she got some really awesome American healthcare and now it's all perfect again, right, Faye? Wait a minute, maybe not.
Even
All
I
I
know
know-
you.
All I know is I had friends and family going, they're not going to amputate, are they? And it's like, it was already amputated. They
Yeah.
sewed it back on.
Uh,
And they're like,
Mhm.
ew. I'm like, look up the word avulsion.
don't look up the word.
I didn't
Those are
say
not-
Google image it. There's a difference.
Just the definition is all you need.
Don't Google image that crap. You don't want to see it. And that's what
Mhm.
I went through.
Ouch.
I'm good not knowing what that word means.
Yes.
Oh, well,
Mhm.
it isn't painful. If you think it's going to be painful, it's not.
Think like ribs that are falling off the bone. You know what I mean? Like cooked ribs that are so good that they're perfectly cooked and they just fall right off the bone.
Yeah.
That's as good a mental picture as I want to give anybody of that. At least that's
It's a great way to
appetizing.
describe food. It's a terrible way to describe yourself.
Well, like I said, I was trying to keep the gross factor out as much as I
Hmm. Well, should I
If
add
only
it
it
in?
would.
Should we add it? Yeah.
Should I add in the gross factor then?
Sure.
Something
My mom
takes
did-
one every once in a while.
Just
to
my
make sure I
body.
still
No,
care.
go on.
My mom did that with her ankle.
Oh yeah. That's
So
common.
her whole foot did that.
Yeah, and that's
Oh,
great.
Kitty, we warned you. We tried to tell you don't do that.
She actually did it, didn't she?
Someone went and Google imaged that. Why
Yeah,
on
they're like
earth would you do-
teenagers. You tell them not to do something, they're going to turn right around and go do it.
Yeah, I guess so.
Yep.
Eh?
You
They
told
didn't
us
warn
not to. So we have to go do it. It's just how it works.
Well, Faye does not recommend. Is usually my recommendations are kind of solid. I'm so
Oh
disappointed.
no.
No, I'm thinking of barbecue toes, Hunty said.
Mm. It's like lady fingers but toes.
Right.
I was at the grocery store the other day. I had to take someone shopping, and they had chicken feet there.
Mhm.
And she starts freaking out. Ew! Ew! I'm like, what's so gross about chicken feet? I really didn't understand it.
Okay. Somebody kicked
Yeah, I
the
know.
robot vacuum cleaner. So now I have to send it back home. Right? No, Hazel, go home.
Have you ever had chicken feet?
I've never had chicken feet, but I know a few people that
I know the
have.
dustbin is full. It's not the problem I'm having. Farkadark. Oh, Hazel, go home. Oh, god dang it.
It sounds
Oh,
like
this
she's.
is so amusing.
I'm sorry. This is not amusing at all.
It's hilarious.
It is.
Oh, Hazel, go home. It's
It's just not giving me that option.
Which
Yeah.
one of us is Hazel?
like,
Hazel is my robot vacuum cleaner.
I mean, but here's the question. I'm sitting in my own living room right now. How can I go more home than here?
yeah,
So this is a fucking bed?
exactly. We're all in our respective homes, and who's
Somebody
Hazel?
knocked her
and-
off the base, and like I don't even care now. It's not gonna. The app is behaving badly, so I don't know what its problem
It
is.
just turns into more and more and more funny. That's
Hazel.
Okay, we were talking about gross out
Kitty.
factors. Santi says chicken feet are great for soup.
Mm-hmm.
Kitty.
Chicken
I have
feet
heard
are
this.
great for soup.
I have heard they make a nice stock. Yes.
My friend was freaking out, and I'm going, oh no, that's demonstrably fine. I did mention broth, but you can grill them. They're very good, and it's just like, ew, ew. It's like you eat the rest of the bird, right?
Well, yeah. My question is this: where, like, chicken feet don't appear to be very meaty. Like, aren't they just kind of like skin and bones and tendons and stuff?
Don't people enjoy eating chicken skin?
Sometimes. if
Guess it would depend on the person.
properly.
Okay.
Grr, I hate
And
how
you
my
can
mouth
chew up the bones. There's nothing wrong with that.
Mhm. Yeah.
Cracking me up.
70 says, I'm from South America. The least weird thing we eat is chicken feet.
Hmm.
We were talking about eating bugs and stuff the other day, and it's like I've had chocolate covered grasshopper. I think it was either grasshopper or cricket. Now I can't remember, but it was okay. It was just like tastes like Nestle Crunch. It was crispy and chocolatey, and but I've seen things like the cricket flour they use to make chips and stuff, and I would probably eat that. So I'm not.
Yeah.
The local
I'm not
gas
picky,
station
kids.
has stopped carrying ranch flavored mealworms.
Ah.
Now that I would have to draw the line. Anything that looks like a worm, I couldn't.
Does that include gummy worms?
I'm really not fond of gummy anything, so yeah, that probably includes gummy worms.
Oh,
They stick to my
no.
teeth, and I
Why?
don't like because they stick to my teeth. I don't like it.
Yeah, sticking to teeth. That's why I don't like. I love the taste of onions,
Yeah,
but if you cook me an onion and it's not completely finely chopped up, like really really fine,
yeah.
and I get some of that membrane stuck to my teeth,
Ooh.
Just brush your teeth.
yeah, but I have to stop gagging first because I'll gag for hours.
That sounds
Don't gag
miserable.
for hours. Just brush your teeth.
Yeah, but I gotta stop going. Without like impaling my neck with the toothbrush. So I don't. I can do like onion rings if they're cooked really crunchy, like all the way true crunchy. I eat those things. I love the onion powder and stuff like that. Or if it's in something, if it's like diced up really small and fine and cooked in something else, it's fine. But like to actually sit there and eat an onion.
Yeah. Santi says he's had salt and vinegar red ants, and I'm thinking I would absolutely eat ants because I hate ants, and I want to kill all ants because I don't like them.
Your little legs get
But
stuck
you'd
in
have to make mine barbecue flavored instead of salt and vinegar because I don't salt and vinegar. It'd have to be like barbecue potato chips are my favorite potato chips. So.
I don't like
And-
anything with the little wings because the little wings can get like stuck on the back of your throat. Then you have to drink like a ton just to try to get that little piece of chitin off the back of your throat.
I have that problem with pork skins, like chicharrones or whatever you call them,
Mm.
pig skins. I love them. I love them. They're so yummy, but they get
Oh,
like embedded in weird places in the wrinkles
Really?
of my throat. It's weird.
Mm.
I
love
drink
those.
a lot. I do too.
Oh.
I like the ones they make down here fresh. Like we've got people that actually cook them right there.
Yeah.
They're so good. And then there's the Louisiana
Uh.
cracklins that are just like the pinnacle of pork rinds, man.
That kind of makes me want to see if I can contact the pig people because I heard that pigs are pretty much close to human beings in some weird forensic-y ways. And I'm
Yeah.
wondering if human flesh tastes the same as pig flesh. Like, could you make those cracklins out of a human?
Probably. I don't think we have as much fat. You'd have to be a chunky girl like me, but
Crunchins. That's
But
fresh, fresh pork rind here.
yeah.
Like if it's if we're having it for like a supper or something, like with supper or something, we call it fry them up, and they're called crunchins. Is what we
Crunchins.
call them here.
That's cool.
I was looking. I was like, okay, we have them with Toutons, and Toutons is just a flour bread, like a flatbread kind of thing that's just fried up on the stove, kind of thing. So
Yeah.
and sometimes somebody will fry up some Toutons and have some crunchins with it, and yeah, that's the thing we do here. So
Oh.
I was trying really hard not to forget. Like I was trying really hard to remember, and then I couldn't. If I didn't blurt it out, I would forget.
apparently human skin and pig skin is pretty much a
Very
little bit
similar.
too similar.
Yeah.
But I still don't know if that includes flavor.
Yeah.
So
Oh, Sandy, I'm sorry.
Depends on the diet, doesn't it? What something eats kind of depends on how it's going to taste.
Sandy doesn't like pork, and their dad's making a whole pig for Thanksgiving.
Oh my.
Yeah.
Yeah,
so-
I like pork, but I can only eat it in small quantities because the fat gets to me. It makes me.
oh, okay. I found the answer. Human flesh does taste similar to pork.
It makes sense.
Pork.
And
Ew.
firemen after
Ew,
they
Faye.
have what?
This is why I love you.
Firemen who have witnessed a lot of action, we'll just call it action instead of the extra, often to struggle roast pork or crackling. They lose their ability to eat pig after they've had to deal with human victims because it smells like pig.
Wow. Okay.
Interesting.
Santi says also they scream like people. Yeah. So do the lambs. The lambs.
Unless they're silent.
What did I walk into? Like,
Maybe you need to get the pig drunk before you slaughter it.
Yeah.
Then it's like bourbon sauce pork.
Well, pre-marinated.
They got pre-marinated.
oh,
Crazy
good.
cat.
Oh, Mr. Shadow Kitty, I love you.
And someone thinks they're the sanest person here now.
Right.
I don't have to think it. It's kind of factually true.
Have you watched any of my other stuff? Because we do get a little weird.
Just like all of your other stuff. Just about.
Cool.
And sweetie,
There's-
if you haven't noticed, I'm pretty much consistently across the board, no matter whose channel I'm on, I'm a little dark.
It's okay.
Is the dot.
And then we're talking about like some of my
But
favorite
she's actually
foods,
really
so-
cuddly at the same time, like a bat, you know?
I'm like a cat with a dead thing in its mouth, huh?
Yeah,
Okay.
exactly.
Yummy.
I had a cat. I had a
My-
cat who used to traumatize the male lady.
Aw.
She was like so tiny and cute. And occasionally the male lady would be like, hello. And the cat would turn around with something dead in its mouth and she'd be like, ah! And I'm like, you are talking to a predator. I was outside one time. I was like, you do know that that's her job to kill things. She goes, that bug was bigger than her face. And I'm like, yeah, that doesn't mean the cat's going to be like, oh, the bug's bigger than my face. No, the cat's sitting there going, how do I kill that?
Right.
Yeah, yes. How can I make that my lunch?
Auntie says,
the bug
imagine
got
you're
away.
sitting at the dining table and someone goes, this tastes like people. Shadow Kitty says, pigskin has been used in transplants for burn victims. This is
Mhm.
true.
Mhm.
Some of their organs, I think, are also compatible temporarily for people. Didn't they do like a pig heart thing transplant
don't
not too long
know.
ago? I seem to remember reading something like that, but I can't remember.
Okay, yeah, I can't
I'm
remember.
not
either.
going to Google it right now.
But
I know
yeah,
pigs can grow human organs.
yeah.
Yes.
Like we can grow a human organ in a pig to be used in a human.
Didn't we also used to have pigs to make insulin? Yes.
I don't know the
Pig
history of
pancreas or
ins-
something like that
insulin.
was used to until they learned to, synthesize it or whatever.
I thought
Yeah.
I thought that was something else.
Yeah, I
don't know.
can't remember. I don't know the history on that.
Okay, that sounds real enough to be real, though.
Huh?
So that sounds real enough to be real.
Well, like I know they used to use horseshoe crab blood for.
They do that now. They don't used to.
Well, they've learned it's synthesized now. They don't still do that.
They still do harvest blood from horseshoe
Horseshoe
crabs. They can synthesize it, but it's much more efficient just to use the actual critter. And they try not to kill them.
Yeah, they
yeah,
try
they
to.
don't. Yeah, it's like
They
they get
put
a
them
donation,
back.
but I thought they
Uh-huh.
could. I don't think they still do that here. There may be some other countries that still do that, but I don't
No,
think
we
we still do that here.
Yeah, we still do that. Here.
that.
I saw that not long ago. Still do that
It's
here.
actually more efficient to get it from the horseshoe crab. That's why we need to protect our beaches.
Yeah.
But if
Yeah.
you do get insulin from a critter, you do have to purify it before you put it into a human.
Mm-hmm.
Well, yeah, it was. I wish I knew what I was. I wish I had read about it recently. It's been a while since I read it, so I don't have memory skills that hold on.
But
to
they
all
did that in the
details.
1920s.
And I know it was processed.
Yeah.
Something from the pig pancreas was what they used to create insulin for people, or something like that.
Mhm.
I don't know. I'm talking to my hiney again, but I do that
No,
a
you're
lot.
That's
They're
called
I am if I don't have my
they are
reference
still
material in front of
talking-
me.
They are still talking about using pigs to help diabetes, and there's a whole like scientific medical thread, conversation, papers being written,
Yeah.
blah 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 thing about it. But I don't follow it as closely as I do, say, measles outbreaks. I'm more interested in the measles than I am about it. Diabetes, even though I have diabetes and I don't have the measles.
Yeah. Well, the measles could be problematic for a lot of people. Well, it's
Yeah.
not like diabetes isn't problematic for a lot of people, but
Yeah. Well, it's not like we haven't been trying to eradicate measles for how long now, and had almost completely managed to get rid of it, and until now, all of a sudden,
until people got stunned and
until one person published a fake article with fake science and fake information that immunizations were bad, all of a sudden these people bought into this crap, and it drives me crazy. Even though that person that wrote that has already said, I was bullshitting, I was faked it was not true, they still have just like, there's cults of these people now that won't take care of their kids.
Oh, and
Drives
it'll
me
go on
insane.
for thousands of years, trust me. Prime example of bad ideas or lies that stay in the public mind, religion. So there you go.
Absolutely.
Mhm.
But
And
what
it's like
I think the thing that is important about what they're doing with pigs, with diabetics now, is they're trying to help diabetic 1 suffers, diabetes 1,
Yeah.
and they think
Yeah.
that if they put pig cells into their body, those pig cells might be able to produce the insulin that that person needs,
Okay.
and that would be revolutionary
Yeah.
for someone with you know diabetes 1, because
Yeah.
they how do I put this?
Oh dear, I just
They
heard a crash.
can't.
I'll be right back.
Okay,
Okay.
they can't produce insulin in their pancreas. So if
Yeah.
they're planning on actually inserting pig cells into their pancreas in order to regulate blood sugar levels,
Oh wow.
and that would take the place of insulin injections. So basically, they might be able to go to pill form
Yeah.
instead of being so vulnerable. Because that's what I think of when I think of diabetes 1. I think of the vulnerability and basically, especially with the American insulin prices, that's ridiculous.
Yeah.
It's all good, nothing serious. Sorry.
Well, I'm glad no one's dead.
No one's dead, no bleeding, no injuries, no one's crying. It was just
Yay.
Granny on overprotective mode.
Yeah.
It wasn't like something crashed into the house. It was like something crashed in the house. But
I
just-
see.
it was
Oh,
like
and just in case in case anyone is interested, people have had cells from dead human donors implanted into T1, type 1 diabetes patients to help them produce insulin. But I don't think it is as cheap as using pigs.
Yeah.
Probably
Probably
not.
not.
Well, yeah.
Just saying.
Yeah. Well, I think it's probably not as cheap as using pigs.
As long as you don't teach people to think logically, the unvaccinated flat earthers will keep growing in number.
Yeah.
Well, there's that. It's not something
Yeah.
they do well in schools here.
Yeah.
And there are people who simply can't. Like, they just don't do fluid reasoning. Doesn't happen. Those I feel sorry for because they get sucked into stuff that they can't even deal with. But
Yeah, they can't even reason themselves out of it.
yeah, they can't. It's their brain doesn't work that way. And
Yeah.
that's scary. You have to, you should protect people like that from certain ideas, I think. If you know you have someone like that, and I do have someone like that, I try to protect that person from certain ideas that require you to think logically, fluidly, until they get a little bigger and maybe can perfect that a little better or find a way to work around the not really being able to do it. I don't know. There's got to be
I know
ways to
plenty
work.
of adults who can't think their way out of a wet paper bag, so there you go.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I do hope it gets better, but I don't.
I have a
I
friend
don't expect it to.
who believes every like pseudoscience thing that shows up on the internet. Like bell peppers have genders. No, they
Oh my
don't.
god, that's so stupid.
Oh, there was somebody my honey was dealing with there the other day, and he was really polite. He was like, I wouldn't have been able to be so nice for so long, and he was trying to teach this woman that this article she was talking about was from a joke website. It said in the main source said this is a work of satire,
Yeah.
and it was factual, and so he's like, look, it says right here about us, work of satire. So she got another blog. The reference point was the same article that says it's a work of satire. So every time she'd do that, he'd be like, and that was their reference was the satire piece. And there was no way. It was the thing about them finding all the chariots and stuff at the bottom of the Red Sea, I think, or whatever, from biblical times, and it wasn't that thing that was going around, and this one woman just kept on it, and every single site she sent them to, it was all pointing back. Every single one pointed back to the original site she cited. And he's like, but it's from the same place. And she wouldn't have nothing of it. And she finally blocked them. And he was being so nice about it. And he was like he was actually trying hard to teach her to be more critical when looking at these things. And yeah, it was like, she was like having nothing of it.
Yeah,
They
but
found
it proves the Exodus. It proves the Exodus.
Yeah, and every single blog that she pulled up was all pointing back to the same joke article, the same piece of satire.
Yeah,
and they all referenced the same. I mean, he's like, "You see this? That points back to here. That's where they got it from. Was this?" Just because it's
real
still
upset when they find out they've been
Nerdy
duped.
is so going to get his cheeks pinched.
Well, of course.
Look what Nerdy just wrote.
Yeah. Yeah.
Look at
I
it.
don't know what
Thank
that means.
you.
That's why I was gonna say something, but I don't know what that means. They found all the chariots. What does that mean?
Oh, when Moses parted the Red Sea, it was basically like, that movie is not a movie, it's a documentary. And then when the Egyptians tried to follow them, he closed the sea and they all drowned. But,
Right.
whatever.
And yeah, that one article said that they found all the chariots.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and
it must have been when I was away a minute ago.
Yeah, that could have been when you was away. I don't know, but yeah, it was from the Chariots, and apparently we
I saw
said
that,
something
yeah.
funny. It might have been you, Angie. Meow. She's easily confused, guys. Don't do it.
Only if I miss something. Like if I don't hear it or if I don't understand it, then I get a little lost. But
Right.
not
Squirrel.
stupid.
Squirrel.
Definitely not stupid.
Actually, you don't have to say squirrel around me. Just coffee. Oh.
Yeah, there we go. International delight.
Mhm.
That's all it takes.
Yep. When I come back from getting my blood work done today, so I did a few dishes and that, and had my toast and took my meds, and I'm sat in there because I've got the Keurig back, so I have my little cups that you refill with your coffee grounds. So I've got those kinds. So I cleaned some up, and I'm standing there and I'm refilling them. And I got to a point where I needed to open the new tin of coffee. So I'm sitting there. I'm sitting there with it right next to my nose, going, "Oh yeah."
That is always the best part.
It's like you open that and you get that fresh. Oh, that's awesome.
Am I the only person who thinks coffee does not taste like it smells? Like when you get that smell from the coffee grounds and then you make it coffee, it doesn't taste like that.
No,
To me.
it tastes that way.
I don't. That's why I have to put, because if it tasted like it smelled to me, I would not put anything in my coffee.
It depends on how
Well,
you brew it.
Yeah, it depends on how you brew it, and I find coffee is really bitter. Like just black coffee is really bitter, and I need a little.
Yeah.
I need a little bit of sugar. But if you like, I don't make a pot of coffee at once. I only make like the Keurig. So if
Yeah,
I
me
were to make a thing of black coffee, you just a tiny pinch of salt, and it removes the bitterness. Or not
It's
salt,
true.
sugar. Not
no,
salt, sugar.
You can
Or
use
salt,
too.
yes.
Yeah,
It's salt. It's
Yeah,
salt.
we
It's
used to
not
do
sugar.
that when we used the old
Just-
percolators.
Yeah, the tiny pinch of salt really helps that. But if
Yeah.
you put too much in, it messes it up. So you
That's
gotta
how
get that.
My uncle used to make coffee that way.
Yeah.
A little bit of salt, but he was from the Navy. And I was like,
Yeah.
what? Do you use bay water in there? And he like,
Yeah. Yeah, probably.
is that
My
bay
favorite coffee is
water?
French press.
Yeah.
French press coffee is the best.
Is it? I haven't tried that. When I was a
I
kid,
love
my
French
parents
press.
gave us what we called coffee milk. And it was basically, this much coffee and a little sugar, and then the rest of it would be milk. And we
Yeah,
took our peanut butter toast in it or whatever. I grew up drinking that. So now if I drink coffee, it's got to have sugar, and I'm addicted to vanilla creamer now. So I have to have the vanilla in there too.
I've got to have my.
Yeah. I use the powder because I don't want it to cool it off at all. Like it's got to be really hot when I'm drinking it.
See,
Not like cold
when I
coffee.
was in New England, we had there's a product called coffee milk, and they actually have like vanilla, chocolate, coffee milk, or just plain white milk in schools.
Really?
But coffee
Cool.
milk, if you buy the mix like you would chocolate, like chocolate milk has a significant amount of sugar in it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, they have coffee syrups. And the one that says coffee time, coffee syrup is the kind that you can find in New England
Yeah.
most prevalently.
Coffee syrup, like chocolate syrup, like you would make coffee milk or coffee
Yeah, it's
milkshake or something. Cool.
yeah,
I didn't know that
it's
was a
already got
thing.
the sugar in there.
Huh.
Mm.
Did not know that was a thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, they sell coffee syrups. And if you have a bowl of crushed ice and you pour some on there, it is very lovely, especially if it's hot outside.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
Mhm.
What was happening?
That sounds wonderful.
Oh, I made people happy. I need to talk about pigskin again. Anyway, pigskin tastes and smells like cooked
Mm.
human.
Yummy
Fantastic.
cooked. Hey, human skin. Well, if
Ew,
it tastes
not Raritan Bay. Oh, MSK. No!
from the Raritan Bay, what's the Raritan?
You have to be from New Jersey to know.
Oh.
Okay.
It's a
Oh,
joint
is
thing.
it like a cesspool-y kind of thing?
It's
Go.
I'll let I'll let him no, very like, okay, you want to drink some salt bay water with a bit of dead rat and gangster in it? Go drink from the Raritan Bay.
I love my bay water with a little bit of gangster in it.
Yeah, always.
Yeah.
It gives it the spice.
You know, just a couple gangsters.
Well, you know,
Two.
you know, if it's
Along
If
with enough like industrial sludge to make it just, have that tangy bit of I don't know,
radioactivity.
asphalt. No, just asphalt, tar, whatever. A little bit of coolant for sweetness. Yeah, that's how we like. That's how we like our naval coffee, with a
Yeah.
pinch of salt and a bit of like corpsey, sort of like that corpsey aftertaste of city pollution. Lovely.
We have one of those. They call it the Houston Ship Channel. Buffalo Bayou.
Oh my.
Just like every time George Carlin one time talked about like New York City and swimming in the water, and he had a point, but he also, like, if you swam in that water, I would think that certain areas of your body would no longer be ever acceptable for presentation for romantic encounters, if you know what I mean.
Hi, Philip's here. How you doing, buddy?
Hey, Philip.
And maybe that took too long to say, but I don't really give a flying squirrel.
Flying
Girl,
squirrel.
where?
Coffee. Ooh, it stopped. It stopped going.
I still haven't had lunch yet. My stomach's making horrible noises over here. I hope y'all can't hear it. Sounds like I'm about to give birth to an ogre or something.
It's a little too
So
hot
did
yet.
you enjoy the article I sent you about that 82-year-old who whooped some butt?
That's
Yes.
awesome.
Yes,
What I
I
like
love
the
seeing
fact
stuff
that-
like that.
What I like the fact is also I love her name, Willie Murphy.
Yeah,
Nice.
I wonder if he's related to Eric Murphy.
She kicks some gangster butt.
Some guy went to her apartment and basically, I need help, I need an ambulance and blah 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 or whatever. She opens the door and he proceeds to, okay, I'm going to rob you now. So she proceeds to basically kick his ass from here to Timbuktu, because not only did she beat him up, she smashed a table on him. She poured shampoo into his face. And when the police got there, she was basically beating him over and over again with a broom. Now, this woman is 82 and she can deadlift 250 pounds or 225 pounds. Doesn't
Can't
matter.
remember.
Over 200 pounds she can deadlift. Plus she can do one-arm pull-ups.
yeah.
He picked the wrong bitch. he picked the wrong bitch and she beat him senseless. And it sounds like the police just showed up and went, okay, you can stop hitting him now. We'll call an ambulance because he's definitely going to be hospitalized.
And if you see the picture of her, man, she is buff. Like,
This is pretty.
oh my
That-
God, look at this
That
little old
granny is
lady.
not taking any shit.
Yeah.
Dude.
No.
She's like, she's
And it's
awesome.
like, go right ahead. Go right ahead and try to victimize an 82-year-old woman. Go right ahead. You have the chance of actually getting your ass kicked.
Yeah,
And
no,
I'm so proud of her.
she
I
didn't
can't
just
even.
kick it. Like,
Oh,
she
I
didn't kick it. She, like, ripped it some new
Don't.
pieces.
Well, what I'd like too is the fact that she was just like, oh, I figured if I was going to go to hell, I wasn't going to go alone.
Oh my gosh.
Grandma
Yeah,
got
she was
some
awesome.
guns, and they are
Yep.
in her arms.
Do not
Yeah.
fuck with Granny. Does
Yeah,
not.
yeah. Yeah, so that's Franny would be thief.
I
Watch
like
out
the
which
fact that
granny
she
you
was
decide to hit.
willing to smash her table on him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I can
I
see
know
my
that.
mother in the same position going, oh no, I like that piece of furniture. Hold on. Oh, this one I can
This
deal
one.
without. Stand still. And that wouldn't work.
I would have liked to have been a fly on a wall while that was going on, just to hear what she had to say the whole time. Because when you're giving somebody a whooping, you're talking at the same. I told you not to tell me a lie. Why you think you're in my house?
Exactly.
I would
That
love
would've
to
been
have heard
awesome.
that dialogue.
That would have been
I just like to
awesome
think of
timing.
her just like pulling back her fist with the broom handle in it, going, I said no.
Smash.
And I don't see her using the soft part of the broom. I
No.
see her using the handle.
Yeah.
You know,
Ninja
exactly.
style. Oh!
No, I'm not gonna do the soft bristly part. I'm gonna turn that fucker around and
Yep.
use that handle.
Yep. You want to screw with this, Granny? I'll teach
Dirty
you.
dog.
Teach you
It's
not
like-
to mess with Granny.
Oh yeah. I don't think she used the soft part. In fact, I'd like to know for sure she used the soft part because I don't think so.
Yeah. I
Highly doubtful,
Okay.
yeah.
If they had to hospitalize somebody, highly doubt-
They did. They had to hospitalize them.
which is awesome because
Pretty
you
sure
know what?
soft was the last thing she was looking for.
Yeah. Well, considering she
I'm
threw it.
I'm gonna use the soft part because you've got a granny too. No. No.
No. If you're good.
I hope she gave him the whole your parents did not raise you right. Wait until I get a hold of them.
What would your mama say?
Yeah.
That actually works with some people.
It does.
Like
it absolutely
I
does.
had two like young adults show up at my door one night and they were like, give us back our keys to our car. And it was like 1 o'clock in the morning and I'm like, I have no idea who these people are. And it's
Yeah.
old. And they're like, we need the keys to our car and our friend says she gave them to you. And I'm like, who are you? One. And they're like, and he's like, I'm gonna break down your door. And I stepped outside and I just like, what am I doing here? Like part of my mind's going, no, stupid bitch. And I'm like, who are your parents?
Yeah.
And they just it froze them. They're like, I'm like, it's 1 o'clock in the morning and I have no idea who you are. Who are your parents? And suddenly he's like, I'm sorry, ma'am.
I just popped the link to the story in the chat, so
Awesome.
check her out. Look at the pictures of this lady and just like, yeah,
Yeah, it's like
go, Grandma.
I want to be her when I grow up.
I know.
I want to be her
Goals,
now.
man, goals.
Yeah.
I want to be her now.
Yeah, because that's
I
like
don't
Hi,
think
hi.
I don't think I could lift 225 pounds of dead weight anymore. I used to,
yeah.
but I can't anymore. I know I
Yeah.
can still do 1,000 pounds on the leg bench press, but not in the.
Yeah.
My arms are considerably weaker.
Yeah, same here. My arms
Yeah,
are
I
way considerably weaker, but I could still probably lift a guy. When I say I pick somebody up, I really pick them up.
I have to.
All of
find-
my upper body strength goes to carrying these things around. I don't have any left for anything else.
Oh
Oh my.
no, Linda.
But see, now I got insurance the other day, y'all. I don't know if everybody knows, but my honey came home with paperwork the other day and goes, "Here, you're insured." I was like, and
And how many
cried.
appointments have you made since then?
None yet, but the kids are
Get
home. I
on
can't
it.
do shit when they're here
You
because
can make phone calls.
yeah.
And you still have a waiting period. It's not like they're going to say, come in tomorrow.
There's that. Yeah, I have to
Make
find
the
doctor.
appointment. Make the appointment. Don't make excuses. Make the appointment.
I will.
Mhm.
Yes.
You've been told. What would your mother say?
Yes, give them.
I was like, if you're like me and you just absolutely hate making phone calls, some doctor's offices will let you email and or text them.
Yeah, a lot of them have the online web services and stuff now too. I know the kids doctor. I can deal with them online completely. I don't hardly ever have to talk to them. So
Nice.
Just do what you got to do and get it done.
Mhm. Get
I
out
have to call people. It's a no-go, man.
ooh, look what Linda says.
Yeah.
We've just decided we're gonna make the spare room into my streaming room. Look at you go. She's gonna have her own studio. That's
Yay.
awesome. Busy, busy, busy.
My room is my bedroom is my streaming.
Yeah, I'm stuck with sitting in the bedroom right now.
I'm always sitting in the bedroom.
I do see a brighter future. I don't want to hear from Santa. I live in the now, but I do hope to get the hell out of here at some point.
Oh, speaking of streaming and stuff, for pre-recorded content, Nadine, if I had someone who was doing something in front of a green screen, can I change the background?
Oh yeah.
Oh, this is gonna be fun.
Yeah. Anytime, because like as long as because that can be chroma keyed out.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
You're welcome, honey.
Yeah, me too, Stags. My bedroom is where I do everything. I live in here basically, unless I'm out there
Yeah.
cleaning or cooking or something. So this is my sanctuary.
Yeah, and this is my bedroom too. And the usually I won't have the pillows showing so much, but my shoulders were cold, really cold when I got home, so I had I got the blankie behind me. It's one of those really nice fluffy ones.
Toasty.
Show off.
I know, she became a Sith Lord.
There we go.
Yeah, except I'm like a happy Sith. There we go.
Now, lady.
You can be happy and evil at the same time. They don't have to be mutually exclusive.
I don't even know what a Sith is, so I'm just not saying anything. I'm just gonna sit over here and laugh. I know it's Star Wars, but I still don't know what it is.
So, you know, the Jedi, the good guys with the lightsabers?
Yeah.
Sith are the bad guys with lightsabers.
Gotcha.
Yeah, they
Thank you
tend
so
to
much
wear
for clearing
hoods.
that up for me.
And they tend to wear hoods. Yeah.
they tend to.
Okay.
Tend to
They also
weird.
tend to carry
Oh,
red
like
lightsabers.
the Emperor guy in the.
Yeah, he's a Sith.
Yeah, he's a Sith.
Oh, okay.
yeah, and Luke, I am
No,
your father is a Sith too.
Okay, gotcha. See, I'm
Darth
so
Vader.
clueless about Star Wars.
Yeah.
I quit watching after the. Oh my gosh, she's got a lightsaber! Holy cow!
She's got a
Bring
Sith
it on.
lightsaber too.
Cool as hell.
Because the Sith lightsabers is red. See, the bad guys have the red ones.
That's really nice. Check it out.
The bad guys have the red one. That's
Yeah,
how you know
people
they're
have
bad guys.
Because they're
Oh.
angry.
Yeah. That's how you know
Red
they're
is
bad,
a
bad
mad
guys.
color.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's the husband's pride and joy. It lives in our living room.
Oh, it's a husband thing. I was gonna say, is that yours or is?
No.
I kind of gave up after the third one. What was it, 1980 something that it came out, and then after that, I was like, I don't care. I'm a teenager. I got better things to do. And then, like, it took them 20 years to come out with more Star Wars, and by then I was,
Yeah.
I don't movie a lot anyway, but
Me neither.
Yeah,
I'm gonna see a movie with my honey soon.
yeah.
Do it.
Yeah, 8
Show
weeks,
off.
little over 8 weeks now.
Yeah.
Can see 8 weeks, 1 day, 7 hours, 35 minutes, and 34 seconds, 33 seconds, 32 seconds, 28 seconds.
You excited?
A little bit.
It's the countdown timer for my hugging my pheasant.
Yeah.
I actually never noticed, but when I first made the timer, I screwed up on the date. I put January 2nd instead of January 22nd. So I was like, 6 weeks? No, that doesn't sound right. And then his mom's like, 8 weeks to go. And I'm like,
You're like,
Oh
wait a minute.
shit!
What?
I found another article. Murphy, she says, I'm old and I'm alone, but guess what? I'm tough. And then she said, Murphy then picked up a table and started beating the subject with it. No, okay, not just hit him once, not just broke it once. She, and I
Beat him
quote,
with it.
she said, I took that table and I went to working on him. And then she said, and guess what? The table broke.
She broke a table.
After beating him with it repeatedly.
Oh, that's
After the table
fantastic.
broke, Murphy then utilized the metal legs and repeatedly jabbed him. And when the young man hit the ground, she started to jump on him. She said, the telephone is still on for 911. I run to the kitchen and there's a bottle of baby shampoo on the table. I grab the shampoo and guess what? He's still on the ground. She says she used that baby shampoo and squirted it into the man's face and then she began to hit the intruder with the broom. He was wanting to get out of the house and I'm trying to help him, but he's too heavy and I can't move him. He's dead weight. So you know he was more than 250 pounds. Anyway, at this time, what do you call it? The police arrived. He's laying down already because I had already done a number on that man. And then she said, I'm serious. Of course you are, honey. Of course you are. You're serious. Oh, and the police doing their jobs, they were just like, can we take a selfie with you on your front porch? And she's like, sure.
I just want to know for a second that if this is what she called joking, I would hate to see her being serious.
Right?
I know. She's like,
Like, holy shit.
he was wanting to get out of the house, and I'm trying to help him. I'm like, in what, pieces?
I mean, she couldn't move him all together, so she obviously was going to need to cut him into pieces to get him in.
And then there's a picture of her standing in the middle of all these tough-looking police who are like a foot and a half taller than her because she's a tiny little itty-bitty thing and apparently weighs 100 pounds.
And they're like all kinds of fawning over her.
Yeah, they're all smiles like, hi, we're with a really tough person.
Who didn't need a gun or a taser. Just some baby shampoo on a table.
And the police tweeted, Ms. Murphy standing shoulder to shoulder. No, her head is at their shoulders, by the way, with the section police officers after intruder attempted to break into her home. Ms. Murphy is tough as nails and fended off the intruder. She didn't fend him off. She beat him. She beat him.
Beat him mercilessly. Is what she
And
did.
she
Beat him to death.
with a table. No, that's what gets me is her weapon of choice to start with, and you have to have quite a bit of stamina to repeatedly hit someone with a table.
Well, you know.
Ever wondered what
Oh,
opening
oh,
a can of whoop ass looks like?
Here's a little bit more
Just
from the
like that.
article. Here's a little bit more from the article. I think he was happy when he went into the ambulance, she said.
can't
She
imagine.
said, I sent him in an ambulance. She's so cute.
Shadowkey says, I want to see his mugshot.
I think he was happy when he went in the ambulance.
I hope every thug around there smartens up. They don't want to run across that Ganny.
I love that. I think he was happy when he went in the ambulance. It's like, I think he was too, honey. I'm surprised he still has brain function after you hit him repeatedly with a table.
I just mercilessly beat him with the iron legs of the table.
Jabbing him. Focus.
Well, she broke her table. She might as well use the legs.
I have no
gosh.
pity for him.
No,
no. I love
know
the
that
fact
you know
that
all the-
she beat him enough to be able to leave the room and come back with another thing to assault him with.
And he didn't move.
She beat him enough that she could call 911 and keep assaulting him.
Yeah, the bad guys are all, having a meeting now. Okay, we're going back to the good old days when we only robbed houses that didn't have people in them.
Let's try not
Can't
to
take
get
the
that
chance
woman.
anymore.
Yeah. If you see anybody at a house, just say that you need
Go moving.
directions. just say that you need directions. That's the standard procedure. If anybody's there, just don't even just directions, because if they know this woman, we're screwed.
Now, I know plenty of tough old people because of where I grew up, but I can tell you this. I think the most that they would do is throw boiling water in your face. I don't think they'd keep assaulting you until the police showed up. I love her. I went to work on him with a table.
Oh, that's the
That's
best.
smart, though, because if you're using a table, they can't... If he's swinging to hit her, the only thing he's going to hit is a table.
Yeah.
And she can keep kind of like pile driving him with the table. Bam, 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 bam. Oh, it broke. I'll just use the leg. Wham!
Yep. You know what? And he deserves to be in the hospital, and he deserves to go to jail after too. Even though there
Well-
won't be much left for him to go to jail with. But
Well, he may have deserved to be put in the hospital, but I like her comment. Like, it's cheering her up that he was happy to go in the ambulance. It's the phrasing. It's
that's
phrasing.
I wouldn't doubt.
Can you see her? It's like, oh, I'm a little chilly putting on her Afghan. Yeah, I beat him hard.
Yeah, you wanted to leave after that.
The powerlifting league for the country made a whole new category so I could still compete, but sure. He picked the wrong person, that's all.
Exactly.
Would you like some tea? Can we take a selfie with you? Oh, sure.
You picked the wrong granny's house, man.
Is did you post that link somewhere?
For the story, yeah, it's in the chat. I posted the one from AP. I don't know which one I was reading from.
I'll get you the one. All I can
Okay.
say is, very funny, Granny. Very funny. It's
Yeah,
like
like,
Ms.
that's just-
Ms. Murphy just basically kicked some tail, and we're gonna take a selfie with her.
Yeah.
We showed up just to call the ambulance.
We didn't need to do much.
Yeah.
We-
He's
We
been
just-
blinded by baby shampoo, which isn't supposed to hurt your eyes at all. Remember, it's no tears.
Right.
Yeah,
Meanwhile,
but
she's like, yeah.
it still stings a little though.
Well, I'm sure pouring it in straight, making sure
Yeah.
she got his face. Yeah, how do you like that, huh? Clean up your act. Clean up your act, you bad boy. By the way, I'm going to go get something else to hit you with. One moment.
Just wait here. He's like, I can't
right back.
move.
Well, can I leave? Can I? Oh, sure, you can leave. Oh, look, I can't pick you up. Oh.
You can learn how to hear yourself.
Right. Oh my god,
Yeah.
can I hear my dogs barking? Oh, shut up, dogs.
No.
I'm gonna have to be cutting this off here in about 10-15 minutes, guys, because I promised I would only do it for about an hour and a half. So
Okay.
Not a problem.
Well, that,
So
Better
when
run
in
through
doubt,
drainages.
there are reasons to do powerlifting when you're 82 years old.
Yes.
yeah, there's apparently good reasons to do powerlifting when you're 82 years old.
She's adorable.
Absolutely.
Well, I'm really happy for Linda. A bit of tea and Danish is getting herself all set up. She's gonna have a
Yay!
whole room and paint the wall green and getting a new computer and everything. That's awesome. I'm excited for you. What? Did I funny? Did I funny and
I'm
didn't know
sorry.
it?
I'm looking at the link that
Oh.
I scrolled down to where the cops were having a selfie with the.
Oh,
I know,
with Granny.
right? I know.
I'm gonna go like that tweet. Because that's a tweet. You can click on it. It'll bring you to the Rochester, New York Police Department.
oh, there you go.
And I just retweeted it. Mrs.
Oh.
Murphy standing shoulder to shoulder with Genesee section officers after an intruder attempted to break into her home. Mrs. Murphy is tough as nails and fended off the intruder.
Fended off. It seems like he had to fend her off. After
Yeah.
she's like,
That's what it
you're
sounds
here
like.
for what? Okay, I'm sacrificing my table. Wham! Oh, she's adorable. Oh, and found an article from her from when she was 77, and they show her working out in the video. And now I have a new frame of reference for when she was violently defending her home. She's doing push-ups one-handed.
Oh,
One-
Lordy.
Yeah, like I know a lot of people who can't. I could never ever do a push up one handed. Like I fall over and hit I'd break my nose before I could do a push up one handed.
I can't do a push-up, so there's that.
I was
Oh
never
my
very good
goodness.
at the push ups, but
Nope. Not even the girl ones on the knees thing. I can't do push-ups.
Hmm.
But-
Well, all I know is she is my spirit and my idol, and I love her. And yeah, I've never met this woman, and I'm just like the biggest fan.
she's awesome. Yeah.
And she's
We're
got
like,
the
oh,
cutest little smile.
Oh, there we go.
She's got the cutest little smile.
She does. Just dying.
And she can do fingertip
die.
push-ups. She can do fingertip push-ups.
Oh yeah, I've
Damn.
never been able to get there.
Not even. No.
Yeah, they say they like I could do girl push-ups no problems and boy push-ups sometimes, but like the one-handed push-ups, I just poof. I tried it a couple times and that really hurt my face.
The only thing worse
When
than
she was
push-ups,
77, when
burpees
she
are
was
10.
77, USA Today interviewed her, and she said, I can shovel my own snow. I can push my car if it gets stuck in the snow. And I'm 80 years old, almost 80 years old, and still living life. Well, honey, you're still, at 82, kicking ass.
Yeah.
We love you.
Yeah.
What was you
I'm gonna-
saying, Crazy?
I'm saying the only thing worse than push-ups is burpees.
Oh, yeah, those are not fun either.
Yeah.
No, I can't do that either.
They can not.
I'm allergic to exercise.
Exercise? Do you mean extra fries?
Yeah, I'm allergic to extra. Now, see, now I can't even say it.
Exercise.
You
I'm
need
allergic
to
to
exercise.
exercise.
You need to
Not extra
exercise
fries.
at least 2.5 hours a week
Yeah.
Oh, Lordy.
to maintain your health.
Yeah, maybe one of these days.
Get
I'm
it
gonna die
done.
eventually. I might as well die happy not doing that.
Yeah, I have to do some repair work before I can get that machinery going. So
It all happens at the same time, honey. I hate to tell you.
I know.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness, this has been a very good time. I have
Mhm.
enjoyed this considerably.
Yeah, I love
We've gone from
that.
cannibalism to little old ladies who kick ass.
Little old ladies who can tenderize her own meat.
Right?
Now we read a book about a superhero team of old ladies that whoop ass and eat people.
Yeah, there we go. There's a new comic for the guys. The Golden Girls Cannibals.
Bodybuilders, golden girls, and cannibals. Got it.
There you go.
Mhm.
This gives a whole other definition to the word golden girl.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Because she's doing this at barely 100 to 115 pounds, and if she has that much muscle, you know for a fact she's itty bitty.
Yes.
Mhm.
Itty bitty.
Oh
Itty
yeah.
bitty who can whoop some tail.
Sophia on steroids, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Definitely.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, that's pretty funny.
She's so tiny.
And guys, a word of warning: if you think she's tiny, well, you know.
She might be able to hit you extra hard.
Yeah.
Smaller, you're quicker too. Like that stuff happens really fast because there's a lot less distance to cover.
Well, I was talking to my mother the other night because someone broke into my neighbor's house. Long story short, his niece who had killed his brother and his sister-in-law, like when I was a teenager, recently got out of prison, but he died before she got out. Well, his house was broken into and a lot of valuables were taken because it's in estate right now. Anyway, my mother thinks it was her who did it, and she's upset. And a robbery 2 houses away from the house, and blah blah blah. And she goes, "Oh, what if they because some people get broken into, especially because of Hurricane Sandy, and a lot of houses are derelict, so people are still looking through valuables."
Yeah.
And I said, "Mom, if someone's in the house and you don't recognize them, don't think it's your old age. What I want you to do, and I'm serious now, I want you to kill them." And she
Yes.
went, "Okay." And I said, "Don't talk to them. Kill them." And she went, "Okay." But knowing my mother, she wouldn't be like Willie. She would have been like, "No, I don't want to hit him with that. I like that. That's my favorite. Oh, I don't want to hit him with that." Like, I know my mom. My mother has a better chance of doing it if she just launches herself at them and then bites them until they're like drained of blood.
Teeth and claws, go.
No, what you
Oh,
do is you go to Goodwill
definitely.
and you find an old cast iron skillet and you buy it for her and you give it to her and say, "This isn't for cooking, it's for killing people."
Oh, we have a few of those. Yeah.
home protection.
Yes.
Yeah, but get her a different one. That way she goes, "These ones are for food, these ones are for whooping ass." That way you don't have to worry about, "I can't use that one. I like that one."
Right?
Specifically for that.
Yeah, but cast iron skillets won't bend like that.
There was a British cooking show star that I really liked. She's dead now, but it was these two little British ladies who would do all this cooking, and one of them takes out this vile-looking iron pike. It looked like a great big spike, vicious-looking thing, and she goes, "Oh, well, we could use this for this, that, and the other thing." The other one looks at her and says, "We're sticking it in the burglar."
Oh.
I saw this when I was in my 20s, and it never left my memory. Sticking it in the burglar.
Okay, now
Oh my God.
all I'm thinking about is the burglar.
I know.
McDonald's, and I'm
Oh,
my
McDonald's burglar.
yeah,
Yeah. The Hamburglar, yeah.
Hamburglar, yeah.
Well, ladies, I've had a really good time, but I have to go. I've been informed that something is falling off the wall. I don't know exactly what the hell is going on in there, but it's time for me to go and referee for a while. So they've been
Okay.
left to their own devices long enough. Huh?
What kind of party are
Okay.
you having?
I'm sorry, Crazy. What'd you say?
I said, what kind of party are they having?
I don't know, but I really need to go check it out. Like, it's time.
Now stuff's falling off the wall. Good lord.
I have no clue. But
Oh.
yeah, nothing would surprise me, so I have no.
And just so you know, if you ever want to look up that old cooking show that's been off the air for ages,
Yeah.
it's called Two Fat Ladies. And it
Ah,
was
okay.
very, very funny.
I think I've seen that. It's a long time ago, though.
Stick it in the burglar.
Well, I want to thank everybody in the chat for coming in. It was good to see you. And thank you, Crazy Catnip, for joining me and Nadine and
having me.
Wonder Lady. Had a good time. And we'll do this again next week.
Yay.
Have a
Yay.
good one.
All right. Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.